Hi, I'm Joyce Eden. I'm a registered nurse here in the community health system. I'm the stroke supervisor for the stroke program for 3 of our hospital sites. Through the years of having other leaders lift me on their shoulders, I decided that I really needed to pay it forward because I would have done so much better early on had I had somebody to help me navigate safely through questions that I was uncomfortable to ask my peers. What I find most fulfilling about supporting new nurses in their development is mentoring goes both ways. So I have an opportunity to learn from them. I text them often and say, did anything happen today or this week that you feel that would be helpful to debrief and talk about? I try to minimally meet with them every 2 weeks physically. So I get them telling me stories. What was an interesting thing that happened to you this week? What might have happened today that was uncomfortable for you? The stories that stick out in my mind the most when the residents share with me are the painful ones. They learn pretty quickly I'm a safe zone. So one of them recounted a very, very difficult shift where a code blue had happened. It was their patient. They were still very new, right, coming off of their full didactic training, and now we're taking patient load. And despite still being new, the way they were treated by the leader on shift, the way they were treated by the more seasoned peers on the shift, really decompensated confidence. She had a really strong work ethic and antenna that was letting her know something was not right, and that she wasn't being heard made it even more painful for her to come out of that situation wondering, had she been heard, if the outcome would have been better, because the patient did not live through the code blue experience. So the ability to break it down step by step, what happened, what part did she play, what occurred. I did have to circle back in with her about 3 times to let her finish emotionally processing a difficult situation. And the end of it, I said, now what are all the key things you learned? Because in that was chain of command. Frequently, the new residents are, some of them are hesitant to exercise chain of command because they don't want to be perceived by the peer group as pushing back and not trusting the people around them. But you also have to learn to trust your internal antenna. And when it won't come down, you better listen to it or you'll have difficulty living with yourself. And now she's able to, when she speaks up, she's heard faster, but she had to learn how to be a little more assertive. There are common themes that residents experience. It's the nature of growing up in nursing. So there's a lot of things you're told when you're going through school, but when you enter into the true clinical environment, and especially as you move into, you are the registered nurse for this team of patients, there is a shift from thinking as a student and now thinking as the team leader of this group of patients. And being able to know where your resources are, how to find your resources, how to read the people you're working with, that you have to identify who's on shift with you that you can trust. We cannot totally rely on ourselves. So each one of them learning to find the safe resources on shift. There are the core areas that are provided for us with leadership, legal, innovation. And so I try to take a topic each time I meet with them and say, what happened in this area since we met before that you might have questions about? We cannot underestimate the importance of going to the Nurse Practice Act and understanding who we are. So I highly recommend, as a mentee and a mentor, that is part of the residency experience, is them learning how to locate it, actually referring to paragraphs and information. So that would be the one pearl of wisdom that was given to me along the way that I would pass on to mentees and mentors. So I have a year-old, I have a 6-month-old, and I have about a month to 6-week-old resident. And what makes me very proud is to see them be able to say things they were hesitant to say early on, but now being able to, with confidence, restate experiences when I ask more questions now than giving information. So I'll turn their question into a question back to help them know they already know the answer. So my moments of pride are when it doesn't take them very long to laugh at me and smile at me and say, you just asked me a question because you think I know the answer already, right? And I go, yes, and you do. So tell me the answer. So those are really important moments for me to see them arriving at being able to troubleshoot, problem solve confidently.